Pizza lovers, welcome back. We're doing an artichoke pizza today, very famous in New York. Of course, it's not going to be as good as if we went there in person, but it's still going to be really good. I'm using my outdoor Ooni pizza oven. This is the Ooni Koda 16 that Ooni sent me about a year ago. You can see here that I've got this thing preheating. I want to get this somewhere around 500 and 600 degrees Fahrenheit on the pizza stone. That usually takes about 30 to 45 minutes. It's not enough to just get it up to 500 as quick as you can. It needs to sit there for quite a while. And that's so that when you put your pizza on, which is much cooler, it doesn't cool down the stone too much. We want to have that nice crispy crust. So speaking of pizza dough, check this out here. This is my pizza dough. I will have the exact amounts down in the description box. What makes my dough recipe a little unique is I'm using Caputo Americana flour, which has some malted wheat in there. I've got some double ground, like really fine semolina to help with the crunch. And I have some Diastatic Malt, which is malted barley. It's a little bit of an earthy flavor, also helps with the darkness. So these have been sitting out at room temperature for about 2 hours, and they've been in my refrigerator for 3 days. That's kind of the sweet spot for my dough. And before we get to this, I gotta make that artichoke sauce, so let me show you how to do that. And this recipe comes from Chef Leo Spiziri. I'll put an @ symbol for him down below. I've said it many times. I think he's one of the best kept secrets on YouTube as far as showing you how to make pizzas. So what we're taking is 1 cup of artichokes, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. It's gonna be a nice, thick, creamy sauce. 1 cup of ricotta cheese. And I like to add just a little pinch of freshly cracked black pepper. He doesn't add this to his, but it's your choice if you want to add that or anything else for that matter. And now I'll just pulse it a few times until we get a nice smooth sauce. You can see how nicely that came together just by looking at the blades. Look at how nice and thick that is. That's what you want. You do not want it watery. So that's perfect. Let me show you how to stretch a dough. And keep in mind, this is one way to stretch a dough. It's not the only way. So I've got my 2 dough balls that have been sitting out. This is semolina double ground flour. I put a little bit on the top so it doesn't stick to my hand. And then I'll put a little bit on the bottom. And then a little bit on my board. It doesn't take much. I'm going to start with the bottom down. And then one thing you want to keep in mind, especially if you're just starting out, your top side will go down onto the pizza stone. You do this because it's going to give you a better chance of it not sticking. And that's just because of the nice little skin that it's made here. It's nice and smooth as opposed to the underside that's got, you know, a little bit rougher of a surface. So the way Chef Leo has taught it, and I love doing it this way, he creates an equator. He pushes down into the center. That pushes the gas both forward and back. And this way you're not pushing all the gases out to one side. And then he just gently comes in and forms his crust, or what they call the cornicione. You just get that to the edge, and you want to leave it about a finger's width of an edge. So you just push out like this, kind of with your fingers at an angle. Then you're going to flip it over, and now we're going to push out this way. Same exact way. And this dough is just so awesome to work with. All right, now we're going to flip it over again, but this time we're going to give it a 1/4 of a turn so we can push out to the other side we haven't done yet. And these dough balls will make about a 10-inch size pizza, maybe 12 if you stretch it. Flip it over. And just do the same thing. And then what I'll do, you never grab the crust because you don't want to crush the cornicione with all the gas in there. You just grab right under the edge of it, and I take my other hand and I gently pull. Okay, this is just one way to do it. If I was making my big 16-inch pieces, I'd have this thing up in the air. But from here, you can get it to the shape you want pretty easy. I might pick it up a little bit if you want. It's nice and soft. You can just get your knuckles under there. Just kind of pull a little bit, being careful not to tear it. And just relax. You'll get it to where you want it. All right, that's looking pretty good already. So get that down. And that's right about where I want it. Okay, now I'm gonna take my peel, my pizza peel, just get a little bit of semolina on there. Get our dough on there. And then I'm gonna take about 4 ounces of our artichoke sauce. We'll spread that out just in a circular motion, take it all the way out, just to the edge, but not all the way. That way we get that nice crust. Here I have a brick of low moisture mozzarella cheese. Instead of shredding it, Chef Leo does it in chunks. And this way you get these nice kind of creamy dollops of cheese. You don't want it all over the entire pie. So I'm going to go around with these. And then we take some extra artichokes. These are the big boys. I'm going to put these on. Just like that. And then we're gonna grate some fresh Parmesan Reggiano on there. You thought I was done. Nope. We're gonna get some of this on there, a little bit of saltiness. That's why I didn't add salt to the sauce, just pepper. Get that on. Just pick this up. Make sure it's moving on the peel so we can get it launched in the oven. Okay, and from here, you're gonna notice I've turned that flame almost all the way down. It's almost off. The stone is very, very hot, and I don't want the bottom to burn before the top cooks. And so I'm gonna keep it at the mouth of the oven just so we can keep an eye on it as far as you guys being able to see it. Keep it right there. Okay, it's been about a minute. Let's pull it out of here. Give it a quick turn. And that's looking exactly how we want it to look. Nice leoparding. And then I'm gonna try and keep it on the same spot on the stone. Where it was sitting before has now kind of cooled down a little bit. And that bottom will cook a little slower, crisp up nice, and at the same time give our toppings a chance to start cooking. And while it continues to cook, check out all this basil. We're gonna be putting some of that on there in a second, which is gonna be nice. And we're going on about the 2-minute mark, so let's check the other side now. Starting to look nice. So now we can get the other 2 sides. Get that guy right back in there. And I think we're done. So we're talking just under 5 minutes total. You can see nice color here on the outside. Cheese is starting to brown a little bit. Underside is perfect. Crunchy, not burnt. But I do want to toast that cheese just a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do, it's what they call dome it. I'm gonna put it up just towards the top front where all that heat is rushing out. See if we can't brown that cheese a little better. Okay, good enough for me. Let's get it over here. Okay, here's my fresh basil. I'm just gonna cut this real quick into some thin strips. Scatter the basil about. A little bit more freshly grated cheese. And then some fresh lemon zest. So, not a lot. I don't like a lot anyways, but it does go really good on this summer pizza. Okay, here it is. Let's cut it and see how it is. Nice crunch. Beautiful. Underside. Here we go. That comes together quick. I love it. That is decadent. Crunchy, cheesy, soft on the inside, crispy on the outside. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. And hey, you want to see something else amazing? Definitely check out one of those 2 videos right there. Give me a big like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you over there.